On. So we're looking through hashtag Super Pack spoils, and we find Quartzwood Crasher. And the question is, can you imagine 10 years in Magic ago, okay?
21 years.
21 years ago in Magic. A 6/6 for 5. One, that wouldn't happen. 6/6 for 5. No downside. With trample. When he or another creature with trample does damage to a player, it just makes more creatures with trample. Can you imagine that? And that's just like a throwaway rare that's just like...
That's the rare that only you wanted.
Yeah, like nobody... Like that card isn't going to make an impact anywhere. And it's a 6/6 for 5 that could hypothetically make you a 6/6 trampler for free every turn by doing 6 damage to your opponent.
That's fine.
Like, it could make you a 4/4 with trample by killing one of their guys every turn. And I'm not saying it's the best card. It's just like and I'm not saying power creep exists. I'm just saying, man, there are some cards that are...
Just saying creatures are catching up to spells.
Yeah, creatures are fucking good now. And, like, I think some of the really good ones kind of go under the radar just because they're printing so much good stuff now.
Some of the super efficient, like, value stuff is not as splashy or win the gamey.
Yeah, like
you know what I was thinking about the other day? This is the thing. This is a real thing. Okay, so in football or baseball, for different reasons, but in football or baseball, it's relevant because they're games. Like right. Magic the Gathering is a game. In football or baseball, you grind, right? Football, the grind is the running game. Every time you run the ball, you smash, you tire the defense out.
Right.
When your linebackers and your secondary, like your defensive backs and safeties, are very tired from rushing forward to tackle the running game, you throw a deep ball, right? You've got a tired defense that is playing shallow to combat the running game. You grind running game until you can toss a deep ball and you get a touchdown. Big 60, 70-yard touchdown, right?
Yeah.
Baseball, the grind is the 162-game season and then the playoffs, right?
Yeah. You play 8 games a day.
Yeah. It's not super relevant this year, but the grind, right?
Yeah.
And the difference, like in some relevant stat that they track in baseball, whatever relevant stat it is, it's like, oh, this guy's relevant stat is 0.1% higher than this other guy. He must be fucking better or worse, depending on the stat, right? And that 0.1% over 162 games means that that player is, 1 or 2 or 5 games better than someone else. He's got wins above his replacement.
Sure.
Right? So over 162 games, you've got 5 extra game wins, and that could mean the difference between the playoffs or not, and that's like fucking millions of dollars.
Yeah, it's big time.
For everybody involved.
Yeah.
The players, the management, the owners, the front office, everybody, right?
Everybody, yeah.
Creatures now that have that, just that value, that grind factor, where they're like, oh, I'll attack you, I'll get a whatever. They're just good, but they don't win you the game. They're good, but they're not a superstar. That average level of creature just like is just better. And I think that the grind and this is moving me like not all the way up here, but it's moving me from like here to right here, here to right here, here to right here, here to right here. Every time you get that little bit of incremental value on creatures, that reminds me of like the Wizards of the Coast staff designing games to feel more like baseball, that long 162 game season grind,
as opposed to like a UFC match where it's like a
you watch the heavyweight bout, and you just like poof, done,
and it's over,
or
it's like, and then and it's over.
This poof, done in 4 seconds is Phyrexian Dreadnought, right? Right. And I mean that's a good creature.
Yeah,
it's a 12/12 for 1 with a downside that you have to stifle or do some other workaround.
Yeah.
Right? Now you get, 6/6 for 5.
That makes you 6/6s for free.
Yeah, after 1 turn, if you can figure out how to grind, you're going to be better than Phyrexian Dreadnought because you're going to have multiple 6/6s. That's 12 power, just like Phyrexian Dreadnought.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, man. It's sick. I don't know. It's just, I'm not saying the value is better or anything. It's just creatures are really good now. And I don't know if I'm not saying they get overlooked. It's just
I love a good creature.
creatures are so good now.
Yeah. You know what else I'm digging? You know what I'm liking? I'm liking that it's like getting into the evening. And we still got some natural light coming in the window, but
Yeah, dude.
we've got the new light above us, generously provided by our Patreon supporters. We don't need the hot lights on anymore, and we're still relatively well lit. Like, we've got white lights, and my teeth don't look yellow.
I had a buddy of mine who lives in the States now,
What?
who was saying that the weirdest part of visiting Canada, he came up here in the summer. He said the weirdest thing about visiting Canada was how, where's he from? NorCal, I think, like Northern California. Is that, you call it NorCal? Anyway,
Yeah, sure.
that's kind of where they
Speaking
live.
for you.
That's sort of where they lived, and said that the weirdest thing about being up here in the summer was that they were driving between Calgary and Edmonton at 10 o'clock at night, and it was still light outside.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck? And then he looks in the fields, and there's still farmers working and shit. And it's like, it's 10 o'clock at night. It's broad daylight. And people are still at work? What the fuck is Canada? It was awesome.
Daytime. Is this card good in standard?
Yes.
That card's good in standard.
That card is very good.
I want to run it in
Any way you play
Zeta. I want to run it in Zeta. I don't even care if my creatures die. I just want to draw cards.
it would be the most amazing card if it was...
Draw.
Not foil. If it was foil.
I was gonna say if it was deals 1 damage, it would be the most amazing card.
Not the... We just talked about, like, things getting better. Hey, I got one, too.
Well, there you go. Drink 2. There it is. What is this? Gigantha.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Look what I got a
Oh,
Keenan Bonder Prodigy. This is a thing. I think it's all
might,
hype.
I might have to take that from you and paint it.
I think this is all hype.
A little bit, yeah. Like, I don't think outside of CEDH you're going to see it be played.
Yeah.
But also, like, the CEDH people are like, just play Thrasios.
Yeah. I honestly think he's all hype.
That's
Good
fine.
on you if you want to build him. Good on him if you're
Yeah.
excited about him. But I think he's 100% hype and he's good. But he's not going to be a format warping thing. I don't think. Brr.